All right, good morning, everyone. This is Miss Noble, and today is Tuesday, March 17th. It's St. Patrick's Day. On Friday, you guys received a packet from me on some stuff that you should be working on while we're out. Today, what I'm going to do is go over sheet number 1, which should be the computing gross pay sheet. And on that sheet, you should see something that looks like this right here. So you have 10 different examples of what someone could possibly get paid, and your task is to figure out how much they should be getting paid. And what I want to do is just go over a few of these answers. So recall we were talking about budgeting before we left for our Corona break. And one of the things that we said that should be included in your budget or will be included in your budget is your income. And your income is money that's coming in, money that you're earning either from work or perhaps money that you're earning from chores or whatever the case may be. So there is a difference when you go to work between what you actually earn and what you actually take home. What you actually earn is going to be your gross pay. This is what you owe. This is what you earn, and this is what you receive, or what you earn, and what you was calculated before any deductions. As you can see, I'm struggling with this morning. Anyway, it's your total pay before any deductions are subtracted. What are examples of deductions? Where they could be taxes, of course. Most people in the United States are going to have taxes deducted from out of their check. Other things that may be deducted from your check include things such as insurance payments, or let's just say if you had a loan or something. So anything that's taken out of your check before you actually receive it, or taken out of your pay before you actually receive it, is going to be considered a deduction. The next thing we need to get an understanding of is what exactly is an hourly wage. And as it says right here, an hourly wage is going to be the amount that you earn for each hour that you work. So let's just say you go to work and your company says that they're going to pay you $9 an hour. That will be your hourly wage. Most people would say that the standard work week, or most people work 40 hours a week. So that's going to be the standard work week, 40 hours a week, which means we go to work for 8 hours a day for 5 days a week. So going to work, let's just say from 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, 7 to 3. That's pretty much standard in America. And typically most people work 5 days a week. Of course, that's going to be different depending on who you work for and what type of occupation you hold or what your career is. But the standard work week is going to be 40 hours a week, and that's 8 hours a day for 5 days a week. Now, some people tend to work overtime. They work over the regular 40 hours that they were scheduled to work. And in that case, if they are an hourly worker, or if they receive an hourly wage, then they earn or have the potential to earn overtime. And as it says here, overtime is going to be the time worked beyond your regular hours. So any hours that you work over 40 hours is going to be your overtime hour, or your overtime, you will earn overtime pay. Overtime pay, because you're working more than the standard hours, you're working over 40, you are eligible to earn more per hour. So remember I said in the example, if you were hired and you were earning $9 an hour, then for overtime, you would get paid $9 plus half of 9, and half of 9 is $4.50. Okay, so 9 plus, and I'm just doing the math just to make sure, $4.50 is going to be $13.50 an hour. So your regular worker pay, or your regular rate of pay, would be $9, but because you work beyond your regular hours, you are eligible to earn 1.5 times your regular rate of pay. So to compute that, what you can easily do is take 9 and multiply it times 1.5, and what you should get is 13.5, and that's how much you will get paid for each overtime hour you work. Another term you should be familiar with is salary, and salary is the amount that you're going to earn for the year. To figure out how much, let's just say you're going to get paid monthly. If your job pays you monthly, you will take your annual earnings and divide it by 12. If your job were to tell you that they were going to pay you semi-monthly, and that's twice a month, then you would take your annual salary and divide it by 24 to figure out how much you will get paid each pay period. In the event you get paid weekly, then what you would do is you would take the annual salary and divide it by 52, because typically there are 52 weeks in a year. And let's just say you were to get paid bi-weekly, that's every other week. Then what you would do is you would take your annual amount or your annual salary and divide it by 26. Below are some examples of how to compute your gross pay. So remember we said that for a standard work week, people typically work about 40 hours a week. So in this example, we have an individual who gets paid $6.50 for every hour that he or she works, and they work the standard work week of 40 hours. Well, to figure out what their gross pay is, we would take the $6.50 and multiply it times 40, and that will tell you that they should earn, or that they earned $260. This is their gross pay. Okay, that's just for a person who worked a regular standard work week of 40 hours per week. For someone who earned overtime, what we will have to do is we would have to figure out how much their overtime rate of pay would be, and then we would compute their overtime pay in addition to their regular rate of pay. In this example that we have here, the person still earns $6.50 per hour for their regular pay. However, because they worked an additional 5 hours, what we will have to do is figure out how much they should get paid for each hour that they worked over 40. Okay, so we need to figure out how much they're going to get paid for these 5 additional hours. Remember, for overtime pay, it's going to be time and a half, or 1.5 times your regular pay. In this case, the person's regular pay is $6.50. So $6.50 times 1.5 is going to give you $9.75. This is his overtime rate of pay. Regular rate of pay is $6.50 an hour. For each hour that he works overtime, he's going to get paid time and a half, which is equal to $9.75 per hour. Now we need to figure out how much did this person earn in total. So there's two parts, two things we need to do. The first thing we're going to do is figure out how much is he going to get paid, or she going to get paid for the regular hours they work. Regular hours for 40 hours, and they get paid $6.50. That's their regular pay for each hour. So $6.50 times 40 hours is going to be $260. That's their regular pay. But they work extra, so they have to get paid for those extra hours. To figure out what the overtime pay is, we take the overtime rate of pay, which is at $9.75. We multiply it times the overtime hours, and we get $48.75. This is their overtime pay. So again, overtime is going to be any additional time that you work over 40 hours. In this particular example, this person worked 5 extra hours. He's going to get paid more per hour for those 5 extra hours. The amount that he gets paid per hour is calculated by taking his regular work pay and multiplying it times 1.5. Once we took the regular work pay of $6.50 and multiplied it times 1.5, we got $9.75 an hour for his overtime rate of pay. We calculated what his regular pay should be, which is the $6.50 times 40 hours. And then we calculated what his overtime pay should be, which is going to be $9.75 times 5 hours. And that told us what his overtime pay. So for this particular week, the person worked 45 hours and they earned a total of $308.75. Okay, hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't, then please reach out to me and I'll try to explain it and we can do some practice problems one-on-one. Earlier, we talked about salary. Okay, and salary means you just get a set amount for a year. This is what you get paid per year. The example that we're looking at right here, this person earns $24,000 a year and they get paid bi-weekly, which means they get paid every other week. To figure out what their gross pay should be every other week, we take $24,000 and we divide it by 26, because if you look up here in the example, someone who gets paid bi-weekly is going to have 26 pay periods. They're going to get paid 26 times within the year. Okay, so to figure that out, we took 24,000 divided by 26, and this tells you that this person is going to get paid $923.08, or their gross pay should be $923.08 each pay period. If we wanted to figure out how much this person would get paid, let's just say if they were paid monthly, we would take the 24,000 and divide it by 12. If this person was to get paid twice a month, we would take the 24,000 and divide it by 24. If this person was to get paid once a week, we would take the 24,000 and divide it by 52, and that would tell us what the gross pay should be per pay period. Now, let's take a look at some of the, we'll do 2 practice problems on the sheet that I sent home with you regarding computing gross pay. The first thing we want to do is we want to figure out what the person's overtime rate of pay is going to be. And to make it simple, over here, I'm going to put OT. If I can get my pen to write, I'm going to say OT, and I'm going to say rate. Okay, now the regular rate of pay is $5.75 per hour. So to figure out what the OT rate is, we're going to take $5.75 and multiply it times 1.5. Okay, so $5.75, which is the regular rate of pay, times 1.5 is going to tell us how much this person should get paid for each overtime hour. $5.75 times 1.5 is $8.63. Okay. Now, for the regular hours, this person worked 40 hours. Regular rate of pay is $5.75. So we want to know how much should he earn for his regular hours. We're going to take 40, multiply it times 5.75. Okay, 40, I'm using my calculator on my other computer. 40 times 5.75 is $230. Okay, now in addition to working his regular hours of 40, he worked an additional 8 hours. So he's going to he worked 8 hours, and because he worked 8 hours extra, he's going to get paid $8.63 for each of those hours. So I'm going to take 8 times my overtime rate of pay, which is $8.63. And that tells me, and I'll write this down so it makes sense. So again, 8 hours of overtime times $8.63. And that equals $69.04. So now to figure out what this person's gross pay is, and I should have wrote this smaller, you take the 230, which is what he earned for his regular hours, and you take the $69.04, which is what he earned for his regular hours, and you get a total of, where can I write this? I'll do better on the next one. $299.04. This is his gross pay. Okay, 230 plus 6904 equals $299.04. That's what that person earned. Now remember, let me shoot down. Remember, this is not what they'll get to take home because they're going to have deductions, but this is what they actually earn. Okay, I'm going to do one more with you. So in this particular example, this person earned, they worked 40 hours, but then they worked an additional 4 hours. So in total, they worked 44 hours. Their regular rate of pay is $5.80. So what we want to do is figure out how much they should get paid for each overtime hour. So remember, I'm going to try to write this a little bit smaller this time. To compute your overtime rate of pay, you take the regular rate, in this case, $5.80 times 1.5. And so $5.80 times 1.5 equals $8.70. So this is what the person will get paid for each overtime hour they work for. Once again, to figure out how much they earn, we're going to take 40 and multiply it times the regular rate of pay of $5.80. And that tells us that the person earned 40 times $5.80, $232 for regular pay. But wait, they also worked overtime, so they have to get paid overtime for overtime. So they work 4 overtime hours. For each overtime hour they work, they will earn $8.70. That's 1.5 times the regular rate, or time and a half is what overtime is, okay? Time and a half, 1.5, okay? So 4 hours times $8.70 is equal to $34.80. This is how much they earn in overtime. So now what we need to do is figure out what their total pay is going to be. Their total gross pay is going to be $232 plus $34.80, $232 plus $34.80 is $266.80. This is the person's gross pay. Okay, so in the examples below, and I said I would just do 2, but I'll do one more. They don't necessarily break down how much the hours, they don't break the hours down into overtime and regular hours. So for these problems, for like problems number 3 and 4, what you have to do is look at how many hours they work and determine how many of those hours are regular and how many of those hours are going to be overtime. So in this particular example, this person worked 46 hours. Recall that I said that when you are in a standard work week, they're only 40 hours. So that means that we have to break this down. So they work regular, 40, and then they have OT or overtime of 6 hours, right? Their regular rate of pay is $5.82. How do we figure out what the OT rate of pay is? We have to multiply the $5.82 times 1.5. $5.82 times 1.5 is $8.73. So for the 40 hours, they're going to earn $5.82 per hour. For the 6 hours, they're going to earn $8.73 per hour. So to do this, you would take 40 times 5.82, figure out what that number is. You take the 6 and multiply it times 8.73 because that's the overtime rate of pay. Figure out what that number is, and then you add those two numbers up, and that's going to tell you what the gross pay is going to equal. So I'm not going to give you the answer for that one just yet, but I want you to practice that. You would do the same thing for number 4. All right. For number 5, what you would have to do is look at their salary. So it tells you that this person gets paid a regular salary of $984. However, they worked overtime, and the overtime amount that they get, or the rate that they get for each overtime hour, is listed here. So what you would do is multiply your overtime rate of pay times your overtime hours. That's a time symbol. Once you get this number, you're going to add it to this number right here, and that tells you what their regular rate of pay should be. So if I were to do this, you should be familiar with the order of operation. Do what's in parentheses first, and then come and do over here. Figure out what the math is over here. The same thing for number 6. You have someone who's getting paid $1,100 per month. However, they also earn some overtime. They're eligible and they earn overtime. So what you need to do is figure out what the overtime pay is, and then what you want to do is add it to their regular salary. Over here, you have to use the information that I provided you earlier about how to compute your annual pay. Remember, if you get paid monthly, you're taking this number, dividing it by 12. If you get paid weekly, take that number, divide it by 52. And if you get paid every other week, bi-weekly, take that number, divide it by 26. If you get paid semi-monthly, that's twice a month, take that number and divide it by 24. So I hope this information is helpful to you in computing gross pay. There will be another activity or another video that I will be providing that talks about net pay, because remember, net pay is going to be the amount that you actually take home. Gross pay is what you earn, but unfortunately you don't get to take all of that money home. You have to have deductions and pay taxes. So there will be another video on net pay. If for whatever reason that this information does not make sense, please, first of all, I want you to do is go back and look at the video again and then pause it if necessary, and see if you can figure it out. But if it doesn't make sense, then feel free to shoot me an email. And like I said, what we can do is we can either schedule another time where we can have a conference and we can walk through it together, or I can create another video and walk you through it. Okay. All righty.